did you read X-Men comics when you were a kid?
No, I didn't, sadly, Sonia. That's because the comic store was too far away. It was about 2 horses away, to be exact.
Wait, 2 horses?
Yeah, I'd kill 1 horse probably trying to get there. That's how far away it was.
But didn't you have a car?
Yeah.
So why didn't you just drive?
Because it was too far away.
But you'd ride a horse.
Sonia, you're confusing me, all right?
You confuse me every week.
I did watch the cartoon though, and I loved it. Ah, memories. I don't have time to reflect right now.
No.
No.
On to work.
Pull it together. All right, given that the Marvel Now line is celebrating a handful of X-Men reboots, the Wolverine is currently shooting, and Bryan Singer has announced the next film, which is Days of Future Past.
Crazy.
I thought we might take a look at a variety of X-Men statues. Now, we don't have enough time to look at them all, so I chose 3, just 3. So all the statues I chose are Bowen statues. Now remember what I said in an earlier episode about Bowen statues?
I do. It was established by Randy Bowen in 1982.
Good memory.
Thank you.
Excellent. Now, before we talk about these statues, we wanted to chat about collecting in general. Just, you know, a lot of people, you know, think about how am I going to get started into this. There's a plethora of statues available from various companies, and it can be difficult sometimes to choose. And even though we want them all, you know, it's difficult. We can't always afford that. So here's a couple of tips. Number 1, stick to your guns. By that I mean your favorite characters. It's easy sometimes to be strayed by something that looks awesome for a time, but after a while it won't satisfy the same hunger. So make sure you stick to those favorites, because you're going to be looking at these statues a heck of a lot once you have them on your shelf. Number 2, what's the story? Is it an iconic, stoic sort of statue that you're looking for, a museum piece, or you're looking for something with a bit more movement that's going to be telling a story, a beginning and a middle and an end? Whatever it is, be pedantic. Don't surrender to temptation, you know, without just cause, all right? And number 3, Sherlock it. You wanna get in there close. You wanna have a look at the detail. You wanna be aware of the paintwork, and be critical also of the design. And if you're going to be buying online, have a look to see if they've got something that, you know, a picture that shows, you know, the image or the character magnified. Cool. Another good suggestion is to take a look at reviews. Other fans do reviews of figures all the time, so you know they may have seen it in person, and yeah, it
have more of an advice for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome. That is all very good advice. Very good. Now, so obviously we have quite a collection here.
Yes.
But you've chosen 3 specifically to look at. So why did you choose these 3 guys at the front here, rather than more of a, you know, your classic Wolverine or Magneto or your Rogues?
Well, that's right. I'm tempted to, of course, but these, you know, 3 in particular, I really, I was drawn to their sculpt. They're different, and that's exactly right. They're not the typical fan faves. Like Dazzler here has had a really interesting run as a character since her inception, and you know, I thought that the sculpt was great. It's by Mike Cusinelli. There's not a lot of color to this one, but there's just a few things that make it great. Firstly, you can't escape her pose. There's a lovely balance about her, and what I love is that you could mistake her reaching for a knife or something instead of a microphone. And this is a small hint of blue, and her golden hair make for bold contrasts of color.
And of course, the mirror ball that she's standing on is a fantastic base.
Yes.
She looks like she's like standing on top of the world as well. Like her whole pose is so triumphant and joyful. She looks really lovely, and I really like the paintwork on her costume. I think it's a beautiful pearlescent kind of thing. She's a buy from me. I really think she's beautiful. Yeah,
from me too. Yeah, even though she's not the most detailed figure, there's something really iconic about her pose. Yeah, it suggests sort of everything that her character encompasses in one sort of stoic pose. So yeah, look, it's a buy from me as well.
Excellent.
Now on to our Weapon X Wolverine. This figure is a little more detailed, well, a lot more detailed,
yeah.
and it shows the character in action. There's a lot more movement through the piece, and it tells a bit more of a story. It's sculpted by Thiago Provin, and this just goes to show the scope of work that Bowen produces. It depicts the character on the hunt. He's balanced nicely on the outcropping. Is he going to sniff the air from here, or is he going to leap down to attack his foe?
I also love the smaller details on him, the fine brushwork depicting the hair on his arms, legs, and his chest, the wires hanging off him. It's really cool. The detail in the base as well is really nice. There is a great gradient of color going on there.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of his claws as well. With any Wolverine statue, that is one of the main features I'd look for, and these are excellent. I'm going to give this statue a borrow though. It's a bit more of a fan piece. For myself, I like the Wolverine in the classic costume, and I think this is a little bit niche
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I personally think you're crazy. I think he is amazing. I don't know, maybe because I like something that's a little bit more different, a little standout.
I understand that.
But the other thing is, I mean, if you're a massive Wolverine fan, imagine having this guy, and then you've got Old Man Logan, and you've got Wolverine Brown. Like, come on, that would be an amazing display.
Yeah, I understand that, but I don't know, just, you know, as I said before, you have to pick and choose, and sometimes you just have to cut those ones out, even though they are excellent, as you said.
He is excellent. He's a buy from me. I think he's awesome.
All right, well, we'll move on to our last piece. Sunfire. Now, I chose this piece, yes, the sculpt is great, but it's because I've been into Kings a lot of times, and this particular figure has never caught my eye. But upon closer inspection, you'll come to realize that this statue in particular is quite special. Now, Sunfire is an often overlooked character of the X-Men series. The sculpt is by Khurram Alavi. It depicts him using his superheated plasma to launch himself into the air, but what I love about this statue is this column of plasma. It looks like it has a motion to it, and how it covers his feet and the energy, it's just roaring from him. And you'll see a lot of statues out there that attempt to do this, but here you see it done well. It captures a lot of light and it shows a complexity in it as well, which is really nice.
The detail in his suit is also excellent. I really like how there's kind of a retro 70s vibe to him. The colours, the design, the mask he wears. There's also a nice level of detail around his forearms and his waist and his legs with that gold design. Paintwork on this guy is first class. I'm definitely giving him a buy as well.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
It's a good choice.
Yeah.
And the contrast of something like this figure alone next to all the rest of your collection is going to be quite striking. And yeah, for that, you know, I have to give this one a buy as well. And that leads me to another point as well about how you arrange your collection. Sometimes that can make all the difference. So yeah, that's all the collectibles we have for this week.
It's amazing. I bought everything. I am going to be poor now.
You are, yes, that's
now,
right.
Ray, can you explain this horses thing to me again? Because I've been thinking about this. I have no idea.
We don't have time for this, all right? I don't have time for this.
You're a special kind of mutant yourself, really, aren't you, Ray?
You are.